I'm not sure if photography is something I like because I'm fulfilling my desires or I'm escaping something. Maybe it's both. I love the beach, palm trees, bad temperature, heavy rain, rainbows, and I love the evening time with cold navy purple skies, with some bursts of light shining through the clouds, and I love my subjects looking relaxed and comfortable. I try not to overthink too much about how to gain artistic maturity, but I feel that it would happen when you combine lots of hours of taking pictures with very unique and interesting life experiences. I think that being able to produce good work consistently is key in establishing yourself. And style is something I decided to forget about since it's something to me that shows up naturally as a pattern whenever you create a large amount of work. So I try to put my energy in producing with feeling and spirit rather than with a formula. I would say it all started in high school when my friend Julian offered me a point and shoot camera. And since then, I haven't really stopped taking pictures of things that surrounded me and things that I felt really mattered the most to me. And it only felt natural in the beginning to start shooting my friends. Josh and I met through a mutual friend, and one of our priorities at the time was to produce work as soon as we could. So that's how the first lookbook project came along, and we just kept bouncing back ideas since then. Usually, the lookbook brainstorms always gravitate towards a feeling, and my goal remains to express that new feeling as accurately as I can through pictures. And we also have to beware of not being too analytical towards that feeling, otherwise, it becomes less accurate. That picture was shot in one of my favorite moments, so that's right after heavy rain or thunderstorms. I like when everything is kind of wet and the sun is starting to come out. We just didn't also have a big amount of people on set. It was only Josh, his cousin, and I, and we just drove around Montreal's highest point of view called the Mont Royal, and found this hill where the sun was hitting perfectly. We tried to get that shot while the rainbow was slowly trying to fade away in the back. And this is an example of a very staged photograph. Whenever it's staged like that, I only take a few pictures since the position is almost identical in all the frames. That was from Josh's Spring Summer 2016's collection. We went to Sainte-Ville, which is a southwestern suburb in Quebec. Again, we were a very small team. We packed the car with the new collection. It was lots of walking around and figuring out where we would take the shots. We wrote a letter to all the different landlords asking if we could borrow their house for a few hours, and it was very improvised. The shots were more on the moment since the idea was gravitating towards garden parties, so it felt kind of natural to shoot that way. That was a picture from autumn winter 2016. In 2016, Josh, our friend Jack, and myself went to London to prepare Josh's first presentation. We were out meeting with stylists and stores in the beginning, and then our agent told us that one model from the cast couldn't make it. We ended up walking around and trying casting a model in the streets until late night. We finally found this banker who was kind enough to show up the next morning to be part of the presentation. And it was our first experience pulling off a presentation like that. And I remember on that day everything being so chaotic with the makeup artists and the hairstylists running everywhere and everyone kind of stressing out. The only moment I could shoot was a few minutes before people were allowed to come in. To me, it was more of a documentary of what was happening on at that moment, and I could say that this day was a huge learning curve, and especially how to meet people and get close to them in a very short amount of time. Well, what draws me to photography is a pure emotional connection. I think that photography is also a way to understand my connection to the world. I really enjoy photography as a medium as well because I feel that it expresses in the best way what I feel. If I do a little comparison with painting or movies, I feel that photography has this sense of mystery that I enjoy. With paintings, if I have an idea, it would take a few hours to create, while with photography, it's very spontaneous. On the other hand, if the photographs that I take were to be videos, I feel that there would be too much details on what people said or how people felt or what was happening. I feel that videos are too descriptive, and I enjoy that photography is sort of leaving a blank that the viewer has to fill. That image was shot at my friend's place with a longtime collaborator, Rebecca. We were sort of hanging out and shooting at the same time, so I brought this red fabric with a few lamps and set it up in his living room. So it was my improvised studio. I took these shots of her chewing an entire pack of gum. It was a kind of let's see what happens shoot. I thought about buying the gum on my way to my friend's place. Sometimes I like to have those spontaneous moments where it's just a need to create. In this case, you can see the balance or the contrast in between having this spontaneous moment that is created, but in a totally staged set. There are so many challenges when you create images, and the first one is that you have to come in terms with the fact that you don't have full control on everything like you would if you were to work on a painting. For instance, if I work outdoors, I become dependent of nature, and if I work indoors, I need to accept and be open to the unexpected. There are so many possibilities with light that I feel like I still want to explore with new lights, in the same way that musicians would explore with new sounds. I'm also thinking about myself when creating the photographs. I try to be the first person to be satisfied. I tend to get tired of pictures very quickly when I don't feel an emotional connection to them. I don't think that I can achieve something interesting if it also doesn't feel very personal. I have as a goal to communicate a feeling, and I really don't want to be cryptic about what I want to say. I'm trying to connect with a certain amount of people, and I really try to and enjoy telling stories through images. To me, just photographing beautiful things is not enough. I really enjoy looking at a photograph with beautiful elements, but also see a story with those beautiful elements. And that's when I think I feel very compelled by a photograph.